This is what it looks like rolling up to Communa 13, formerly known as the world's most dangerous neighborhood on earth. It was also once known as the cocaine capital of the world. I'm here to see what Communa 13 looks like today. And before we get started on the tour, don't forget to hit subscribe.
Bien.
So hours later, we are here, mi amigo. Woo! We are here. That was a long ride, and I'm excited to see Communa 13. So we're about to head out and check out some of this graffiti. One of the main attractions of Communa 13 is the graffiti. As you can see here, we're about to start walking through the community, so you will see more shortly. And I will say that this is some of the most beautiful graffiti that I've ever seen in the world, hands down. One of the cool things about the graffiti murals is it actually depicts a story of the conflict and struggles experienced by those living in the barrio, the ghetto, call it what you may. It is Communa 13. So the story shares some of the most important events of what was once known as the most dangerous neighborhood in the world and how it transformed into what it is today. The story includes everything from corruption, drug dealing, Pablo Escobar and the Medellin cartel, to those who died. It tells you a little bit about Operation Orion, which was the operation from the military that ended the cartel's stronghold on the barrio. And one of the coolest parts of the story that I think is it shows the strength, the resilience, and the importance of the community coming together, which helped bring an end to the violence.
Anda pra chá, boa! You guys gonna take a look at the art? Just gonna take a look here before.
In addition to the beautiful graffiti, is also some very beautiful artwork. A lot of little stores like this, they're very safe to go into. You get a chance to purchase some art, t-shirts, as you can see in the background. There's different books on the history of Communa 13, and also get a chance to speak with some of the locals about the untold stories from a first-hand perspective. Some of the people actually lived through some of the violence and the danger that took place. So it's very interesting. If you get a chance to talk to them, go ahead. I am no professional YouTuber, but I do know enough that I cannot use the music in the background. So you're going to get some voiceovers and some music playing. But sit back and enjoy a tour of one of the most historic areas, not only in all of Colombia, not only in all of Medellin, but also all of the world. It is truly an amazing story. So once again, talk to some of the locals, and hopefully you get a chance to hear some of the untold stories. The neighborhood's location next to a major highway made it a strategic base for drug trafficking and distribution before the violence had ended. In the 1980s and 1990s, Communa 13 found itself hopelessly caught up in an ongoing war with the Medellin cartel, opposing gangs, guerrilla insurgents, paramilitary forces, and the government, each vying for control over the barrio, Communa 13. So where are we going now? To the top?
Walk. We're going to cross the neighborhood in Communa 13 that is called the Independence and 20th of July. One of the most dangerous neighborhoods.
It used to be?
2000 in the world.
What's that?
There's so violent. Too many people dying every day.
Yeah.
The government tried to make too many operations. The operations were not successful.
What the guide is saying is that the police, the military, and the government of Colombia tried many times to stop Pablo Escobar, the Medellin cartel, and the rival gangs from the violence, the killings, and the drug distribution. However, due to Communa 13 being on a very steep hill, they would rain down gunfire and burn cars at the bottom, making it impossible for the police, the military, and the government to take over control. This was in the 1990s, and even though the army occupied parts of Communa 13, the violence and insecurity continued to plague the area until the early 2000s. The Medellin cartel was still able to engage in various human rights abuses, including extrajudicial killings and forced disappearances. But things began to change in 2002 when President Alvaro Uribe launched Operation Orion, a raid on Communa 13 spearheaded by 3,000 troops backed by helicopters. It was a brutal and controversial beginning. During the first day of the raid, an unknown number of people were killed, 34 wounded, and almost 250 arrested in Communa 13. The neighborhood's 100,000 residents at the time were caught in the crossfire, resulting in arbitrary detentions, disappearances, and hundreds of injuries. So, this operation was seen as the greater good for society, and it definitely made the difference. It is amazing what has transpired today. So, in the recent years, Communa 13 has undergone a dramatic transformation due to this amazing operation from a president who had no fear. In recent years, Communa 13 has undergone a dramatic positive transformation through a combination of community organizing, social programs, and urban development initiatives. Residents have worked so hard to reclaim their neighborhood and build a more positive, peaceful, and prosperous future. One notable example of this shift is the installation of the outdoor escalators that connect different parts of the hillside community, making it easier for residents to get around and improving access to jobs, services, and educational opportunities. Today, Communa 13 is widely regarded as a model for urban transformation and community resilience. It is absolutely amazing. I can't explain how cool this experience is. For me, it's the transformation to see a positive outcome, the resiliency of the army, the police, and also the community. So these are the escalators, as you already can see. The transformation in Communa 13 has received worldwide attention and is noted as an example of how government interventions combined with local community initiatives can bring about a positive change in the community. So there are 171,000 people in Communa 13.
He's making reference to the name of the operation the government did in 2002 was Orion. This was the last operation, right? Before this operation, they did too many, but the cartels, they hit the police, they hit the soldiers, but they couldn't continue the operation. Because somehow, some way, they were playing with the neighborhood.
Yeah.
When the operation Orion started, it was 2:30 a.m. in the morning. The operation took 2 days.
2 days.
That always continue working hard to raise their children. Is inspired to this girl that was looking through his house, through the hole in the bullet in the window.
It hit her?
Right? No, I mean,
Oh, she's just looking. I was going to say, that'd be one heck of a picture there. Communa 13 is now the biggest attraction in Medellin with more than 25,000 visitors a week. Back in 2016, there were only a small number of visitors. So the community has NGO projects going on to help the community. One specifically is called Más Héroes by Felipe Mesa. Forgive my Spanish, I am working on it. This project endorses positive role models in the communities and as a tribute to those who are making a huge effort to improve the lives of others. Thus, children can identify and look up to better role models where they live and have a positive impact on their upbringing in society and the community. A commute that previously took 35-minute hike up this steep hill that you've already seen a couple of times now only takes 6 minutes thank you to one of the most difficult projects in Communa 13, a 384-meter orange-roofed outdoor escalator uniting Communa 13 to the rest of Medellin. So the escalator was completed in 2011 and is divided into 6 different areas. This gives people access living on different levels of this steep hill to enter the elevator at different points, providing convenience on their daily commute. It has improved the life of Communa 13 drastically, where people now feel more connected to the rest of the city. So where is this taking us?
What's up?
Woo! We're going down the barrio.
Going down the hill.
Going down the hill. Some serious artwork here. Our guy did mention that some residents question the $5 million price tag for something that only serves a small portion of Communa 13's large population. With community support, the local government built important educational hubs accessible to low-income children with access to computers and workshops to learn new skills. So when they grow up, they have a brighter future to provide for their families. They are also able to play together in their library's green space, equipped with recreational facilities such as soccer fields and basketball courts. Community centers and programs have been established, which helps women become more financially and emotionally independent. So as you can see, with as tough as a pass as it was with Communa 13, they overcame the trials, the tribulations, the obstacles to become one community and provide a brighter future for the residents. This transformation is absolutely amazing. I believe it is one of the cooler things that I have seen, not just because of the beautiful graffiti and the art, but the story itself. Most every society will go through some transformation like this in order to get to a positive way of living. So Communa 13, now that I'm back, is definitely one of the cooler things that I've seen. It was not at all what I was expecting, as you could probably tell from the barrio, the slums, the community. It was shockingly different. I thought I was going to see a few graffiti walls and things of that nature. What I saw was nothing what I expected. And it's hard to believe that there was that all-out shootout. He said it's rumored between up to 4,000 people died. Nobody really knows the answer. Some facts online show much less. Some say 2,500. It's really hard to say. You know, nobody really knows. So with that being said, I do hope that you enjoyed the video of Communa 13, and I hope that it inspired you to make a transformation or change in your life, because anyone can do it. It is possible.